In the underworld of the East, honor is written with blood and silicon. I'm Detective X. Forget what you know about mafias. Today, we will dissect empires that challenged entire governments. Japan, Hong Kong, an invisible web that connects millennia of tradition and cyber war. Case number 1, the Ghost Network. When criminals started hunting the police. Tokyo, 2010. The Yamaguchi-gumi is not just a gang. It is a corporation of 25,000 men. The police tightened the noose. But the Yakuza did not back down. They hired professionals, the Galu Agency. Legitimate private detectives. The mission? Infiltrate the telecommunications giant, SoftBank. The objective was audacious: steal the personal data of the police officers investigating the Yakuza itself. Pure social engineering. They obtained the identities, and then the unthinkable happened. They wiretapped the police. The hunters became the hunted. They knew every move, every police raid. The Yakuza was always one step ahead on the board. The Tokyo police were blind, fighting ghosts that predicted the future. But arrogance leaves traces. Irregular access patterns in SoftBank servers triggered the alarm. The scheme collapsed. The Galu Agency fell. But the message was clear: no one is untouchable. Technology changed the game. But in Hong Kong, power lies in something older: blood. Let's cross the sea. Case 2, the Invisible Empire, Sun Yi-on. 1919, a legend was born. They survived wars, invasions, and revolutions. 25,000 members, the largest triad in the world. It's not a gang, it's a dynasty. The secret? Decentralization. Cut off one head, and 3 others are born in its place. The immortal Hydra. From human trafficking to money laundering, from Hong Kong to London, they are everywhere. It is estimated that 30% of the crime in Hong Kong bears the fingerprints of Sun Yi-on. They recruit by ethnicity, by family. Ties that Interpol cannot break with handcuffs. A perfect structure. But what happens when the enemy comes from within? Back to Japan, 2015. The year the Yakuza declared war on itself. Case 3, the Division. The biggest divorce in the history of organized crime. Yamaguchi-gumi split. 3,000 members deserted. The Kobe Yamaguchi-gumi was born. It wasn't peaceful. Car bombings, shootouts in broad daylight. The code of honor was torn apart. Brother against brother. While they bled on the streets, the police sharpened their claws. The Civil War exposed the Yakuza. The Japanese government saw the perfect opportunity for the final strike. Hundreds arrested. The division weakened the giant. Arrogance precedes the fall. Longevity, adaptation, violence. 3 pillars that sustain these empires. They evolve. They use encrypted servers and blood rituals. The past and the future collide. But remember, in X cases, every shadow hides a truth. Organized crime never dies. It just changes its face. To understand audacity, we need to look at the details. The devil lives in the data. The Galu Agency wasn't a dark alley. It was a legitimate office, with licenses and tax IDs. The Yakuza outsourced crime. They paid to keep their hands clean. Pure capitalism. The target, SoftBank's database. The method, social engineering. They didn't hack the system. They hacked the people. The weakest link in cybersecurity is always the person answering the phone. With fake identities and an authoritative tone.
Thank you for calling.
The Gallo detectives called the center. I'm from the technical department.
Where is she?
I need to
Sir,
confirm the
the system is
data
showing a
on
level
this
7
line for
restriction.
maintenance.
Override.
Simple lies.
Now.
One by
I
one,
swear I didn't do it.
the police officers' numbers fell into the
You have to
net.
get out of this city before they
Privacy
find you
was
too.
violated without a single shot fired. With the numbers, the Yamaguchi-gumi tracked the GPS. They saw the police approaching on the map. Police raids in empty places. Arrest warrants against ghosts. The police were humiliated. Was the leak internal? Betrayal. Paranoia spread in the Tokyo police station. But the perfect crime stumbles on greed. The frequency of access caught attention. A SoftBank technician noticed. Why are we checking these police accounts 3 times a day? The investigation turned upside down. They traced the calls to the origin. The address matched Gallo agency. The fall was swift. Files seized. The Yakuza connection exposed in Excel spreadsheets. The scandal shook Japan, the country's largest carrier, vulnerable to a phone call. The Yamaguchi-gumi lost their eyes, but not the war. They just changed tactics. We leave digital Japan. Let's go to where crime is analog, brutal, and eternal. Next stop, Hong Kong, where Sun Yi-on rewrote the rules of immortality. To understand Sun Yi-on, you need to forget Western logic. 1919, China was burning. One man, Hyung Chin, founded a mutual aid society. It was to protect the workers of Chaozhou, but protection turned into extortion. They grew in the gaps of history. They survived the British. They survived the Japanese. The blood ritual. 36 oaths. If I betray my brothers, may I die by 5 thunderbolts? They are not a pyramid. They are a network. Independent cells that feed themselves. The dragon head commands. But if it falls, the body does not die.
No, we're here. The drop is
It regenerates.
He's getting nervous.
The Chinese diaspora took Sun Yi-on worldwide.
Leave no trace.
Where there is a Chinatown, there is a shadow. Containers in Vancouver. Money laundering in London. The globalization of crime. How do you arrest an idea? How do you handcuff a culture? They infiltrated cinema. Politics. Legitimate businesses laundered dirty money. The line between the CEO and the Triad leader disappeared. They are the untouchable elite. The Hong Kong police know you can arrest the soldiers, but the war goes on. Sun Yi-on is proof that organized crime can be more stable than many governments. But stability is fragile, and nothing breaks stability like internal betrayal. Back to Japan for the end, where loyalty was cut in half. Ready to see an empire bleed? Kobe against Osaka, the war that stopped modern Japan. Loyalty is the most valuable currency in the underworld. And in 2015, Japan saw inflation explode. August 2015. The Sakazuki ritual was broken. The 100-year-old empire cracked in half. Yamaguchi-gumi versus Kobe Yamaguchi-gumi. David against Goliath, but both armed to the teeth. 13 rebel factions, 3,000 soldiers. They didn't accept Nagoya's leadership. They wanted war. And war came, not in battlefields, but in residential neighborhoods. Ram trucks destroying offices, Molotov cocktails flying in quiet streets. Japan's peace was incinerated. Paranoia. No one knew who was loyal to whom. Yesterday's brother is today's killer. 70 violent incidents in 6 months. The code of honor, thrown in the trash. We analyzed the images. Daylight executions, automatics in train stations. The motive, money and favoritism. Boss Shinoda was draining the Kobe coffers to enrich Nagoya. Greed cut the Oyabun, Kobun, father and son bond. The family became a bankrupt company. But the noise woke the real giant, the Japanese state. The police weren't going to tolerate the chaos. They launched Operation Total Destruction. The exclusion laws. Yakuza can't open accounts, rent homes, have cell phones. Civil death. The war weakened both sides. While they fought, the police tightened the financial noose. Bosses arrested, killers captured. The number of members plummeted to historic lows. Japanese society stopped tolerating it. The residents sued the Yakuza and won. For the first time, the bosses were held accountable for the soldiers' crimes. Immunity was over. Aging. The average age of the Yakuza today is 50 years. No new blood. The young don't want to cut fingers. They want to commit cybercrimes at home. Tradition is dying. Honor was replaced by survival. The future of crime has no tattoos. It has Bitcoin wallets and cloud servers. The Yamaguchi-gumi division was the swan song. The end of a romantic and brutal era. But don't be fooled. The monster didn't die. It just changed skin. The remaining factions went underground. They became invisible again. The war cooled, but the scars in Kobe will remain forever. The price of betrayal was paid, but who really won? The state declared victory. But organized crime is like water. It finds a crack. They return to the shadows, to the gray zone. Phone scams, elder fraud. The new face of the Yakuza is cowardly, but profitable. 3 cases, 3 lessons. Technology, structure, and arrogance. From espionage at SoftBank, to Hong Kong's Hydra, to Kobe's Civil War. The game never ends, only the players change. Asian organizations taught us that crime is a living organism. It evolves, it adapts, and it is watching you now. I am Detective X, and this case is closed. For now. You thought the movie was over? Crime has no credits. It reinvents itself. Forget the Yakuza in suits. Japan's new nightmare is the Han Gur. Half gray. They have no tattoos, no codes, and they are not in police records. They are invisible. They operate like crime startups. Frauds, thefts, random violence. The target has changed. They attack the elderly. The Aurora scam, it's me. It's me drains the savings of lonely grandparents. But ambition doesn't stop on the island. Asian crime crossed the Pacific. A profane alliance. Yakuza and Mexican cartels. The exchange. Methamphetamine for laundering technology. Japan needs the drug. Mexico needs the distribution channels in Asia. A bloody handshake. And how do they pay? Not in briefcases of cash, but on the blockchain. Money laundering 3.0. Billions moved in seconds without going through a single bank. In Cambodia and Myanmar, the Triads built entire cities, scam factories. Pig slaughter. They fatten the victim with fake online love, then steal everything. Industrialized. Physical cruelty turned into psychological torture. The office is the new dungeon. The bosses no longer touch weapons. They live in penthouses, protected by lawyers and firewalls. The era of famous clans is over. We enter the era of anonymous decentralization. The ancient demon learned new languages: Python, Solidity, C++. The law is always 10 steps behind. When we understand the scam, they already created another. And you, your data, your identity, everything is merchandise in this global bazaar. There are no more borders. Organized crime is now just the system. From Yamaguchi-gumi to Sun Yeon, they understood that real power is invisible. Honor, loyalty, dead words. Only profit remains. In the middle of digital trash, empires thrive. I am Detective X, and the case is never really closed, only archived.